Hey guys, what's going on? Frank Rich here from Rebuilt Recovery. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about the importance of documenting your journey of quitting porn and rebooting your brain. And I'm providing with you some real actionable steps as far as what you should be documenting, what you should be journaling, and what you should be looking to get out of this process. Because it's not just about doing the actual documenting or journaling, but it's what are you extracting out of it? What are you getting out of it? And how is this contributing to your ability to actually remove porn from your life for good? But then how is it going to help you in resetting and rebooting and rewiring your brain? So I'm going to walk you through what we do here with our students and clients and how we've utilized the power of a journal, the power of gratitude, and the power of documenting our journey, okay? But before we get into today's videos, guys, I'll remind you who we are and what we do here. My name is Frank Rich, CEO and founder and head coach at Rebuilt Recovery, and it is our mission to help men break free from the shackles of porn addiction through the power of faith and fitness. Now, we do that in a handful of different ways. First off, right here on this YouTube channel, Rebuild Your Life, we are releasing new videos every single day, Monday through Friday at this point. So if you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there, but also make sure to turn those post notifications on so you are notified every single time a new video is released. And secondly, for you guys that are in the early stages of identifying a lot of the areas in which porn has negatively impacted your life and are curious about what life could look like for you once you've been able to remove this habit, make sure to download our free ebook, guys. It's a 7-step guide to living life without porn. We're going to walk you through the process that I'm explaining to you here today, but we're actually going to give you the 7-step guide, what we've taken out of our coaching program and how you can actually build a life that's worth living for, how you can actually build a life that porn no longer has an entry point. So that's a 7-step guide to living life without porn. I'm going to link it down there in the first pinned comment below. So after today's video, guys, make sure to visit that page and download our free ebook. But let's get back to today's videos, guys. Documenting the journey. Documenting the journey and journaling as far as how to, this is going to help you in removing porn from your life and ultimately rebooting your brain. So you can see here that I pulled just a few of my journal logs that I've had over the past 2+ years. And each one kind of serves a different purpose. Each one for me has been a very valuable part of my journey. But I think it's important because we need to understand that if we don't get our thoughts out of our own mind, if we don't get our thoughts out of our brain and onto a piece of paper, first of all, we're never going to get really clear on what those thoughts are. If we're just constantly having this conversation in our own mind, in our own head, and we're not actually putting it out to where we can step out of it and view it from an external perspective, then we're never going to be really, really clear on what that is, on what those thoughts are and how we're actually changing and transforming. You know, I think there's something incredibly powerful about when you take a thought and you actually extract it onto paper, not typing it out, but actually using the part of your brain that moves your hand. I think this ingrains that thought, that ingrains that belief much harder. So when we talk about documenting the journey, I think the first thing that guys need to get really clear on is how has porn negatively impacted you. So I think your first thing you want to start with is you probably just want to start with like a composition notebook, a spiral bound notebook. It doesn't need to be dated. You can date in each page and each entry can be a little bit different. But as far as the first thing you're going to want to document, the first thing you're going to want to get out of your head and onto paper is how has porn negatively impacted you? How has it penetrated your life? How is it holding you back in your family? How is it holding you back in relationships? How is it holding you back in your career? You know, we've talked a lot about goal setting and getting this thing, but I think that's the first thing is you want to have a journal there. We're going to document what that is, but then it's going to be an entry place. It's going to be a journal entry on a daily basis. So as you're beginning this process, you want to visit your journal on a daily basis. And I think this part of journaling, this part of documenting should be done at the end of the day. And I'm talking about a morning practice here in a minute, but at the end of the evening, when you're in the early stages, the first couple weeks, the first couple months of this, is you want to spend some time each day, 3 to 5 minutes at the end of the evening, really documenting, you know, when was I lustfully thinking? When was I tempted? When was I triggered? When did those feelings arise that before would lead me to view pornography? But then acknowledge yourself for not acting on those, for not behaving, for not falling back into your old patterns of beliefs. So this is going to re-ingrain that process of, hey, we're actually making progress. We're actually doing the things that we said we're going to do. So get yourself a composition book, get yourself a spiral bound notebook, and make it something that you visit daily and then revisit on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. So go back and review some of your previous entries. See where you were 3 months ago. See where you were two weeks ago. How have you transformed? How have you changed? Do a comparison analysis of, hey, last Tuesday or 2 Tuesdays ago, this was the particular, frame of mind that I was in. And then when I look at this week, this past Tuesday, I was so much more clear. So I can see that the changes are taking place. So the first thing you want to do is get yourself a composition notebook that you can document daily. The next thing I think you need to have is you need to have something that's got dates and something that's got, you can put in the dates, times, you can schedule your day out. So this is going to be probably the second type of journal that you're going to get. So I have a few different planners. This is here from my coach and mentor, Vince Del Monte. It's our Level Up planner. This is another one that was made by a very, very good friend of mine, Dave Rule. But you want to have something that you could schedule your time out. You could schedule your task out for the day. And it's going to be a calendar. This is how you're going to manage and track your life. Now remember, we talk very extensively on becoming the man that is no longer addicted to porn. Where if you're going to do that, if you're stepping into a new life, if you're stepping into the life that you were created to live, you got to have a plan. And it's got to be something that can be actionable, executed upon daily. So get yourself a daily planner as well. Now I think the third and final piece is you're going to want probably something similar to your composition notebook. I've got more of an upgraded kind of journal here with some really nice paper, brown paper, but you want to have something where you can go in there, and this is going to be your gratitude journal. This is going to be your prayer journal. This is where you're going to write your letters to God. This is where you're going to write your gratitude out on a daily basis. And the reason why I like an upgraded type of paper quality here is because this is something that I plan on keeping forever, perhaps passing down to my children and to my grandchildren. Hey, what was your father grateful for in December of 2020 when the world was crazy and attacking itself? What was I grateful for? So you want to get a journal that you can document, the process of how you're changing, of where you're kind of uncovering some things. You want to have a journal that you're going to track your day and manage your time from. And then you want to have something that is like a higher grade quality, but this is going to be your gratitude. And we've talked extensively on gratitude. I'm going to link a video here at the end of today's video on the power of gratitude and the science behind how it actually changes your brain. But that's it, guys. Documenting the journey, I think it's an important part of this process. If you can't get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper, you're never going to actually get your head wrapped around those thoughts. So I think it's important for us to understand where we're at. I think it's important for us to track our process or track our progress through this process. So pick up a few different journals, guys. Obviously, some of these, come at a cost, but spiral notebooks, composition pads, you can pick them up for two for $1 at your local Walmart or convenience stores. So that's it, guys. Frank Rich from Reboot Recovery, hoping to get really clear on understanding how to document this process of quitting porn and rebooting your brain. But if you haven't done so yet, download the free book. Like I said, it's a 7-step guide. Subscribe to the channel. The Frank Rich, Reboot Recovery. I'll see you guys on the other side.